What the? Where's Nick? Has anyone seen Nick? Nick! Nick! Nick!
Oh, ouch. Oh, I'm here. Oh, sorry about that. All right, what'd I miss?
Let me guess. You took the Magic Mind sleep performance shot again.
Why, yes. Yes, I did.
Well, while you were getting an incredible night's sleep, your followers have been waiting on another top 10.
Hey, look, I understand that, and I am sorry I'm late, but the reality is melatonin does not do well for me, and I finally found something that lets me get a great night's sleep without having melatonin in it. It's a very healthy alternative for that, and that's the Magic Mind Performance Shot. So I'm sorry, I need a good night's sleep. I grind away at this.
Oh, that is so typical of you, Nick. Always thinking about yourself, putting yourself before others, huh? What about what others think? Would it have killed you to set an alarm clock to be on time? Would it, huh? Would it?
It'd be a lot easier to set an alarm clock than have to listen to you gripe and moan the whole time.
What was that?
I said, let's start the countdown. At number 29, we have... Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay, much better. All right, so at 29, we have... the TaylorMade TP5. Look, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. I've already talked about how TaylorMade made vast improvements to their golf balls this year. They softened up the TP5X, which we saw on the previous list, and of course, because the TP5 is meant for a little more the softer side of people who like to play more softer golf balls, slower swing speeds than the X model, around probably 100 to 110. It actually does a lot better, and so these numbers are just slightly better here and there. You know, the distances wise, spin wise was a little less. It kind of plays more like a distance ball opposed to a spin ball, but there's nothing wrong with that. And then price point, you know, great designs, great customability. Honestly, TaylorMade's just heading in the right direction, and as long as they continue this up, they're going to continue to see their golf balls get in the top 30, top 40, and as a tour golf ball that costs $57 a dozen, that's actually a pretty good feat on this channel. So good job, TaylorMade, once again. At number 28, we have... the Encore Elixir. So Encore is a company we haven't heard much about yet. They're starting to kind of fall into the ether a little bit because, you know, when I was first doing this 5 years ago, they were one of the top 3, 4, 5 big dogs when it came to direct to consumer. And what's happened is that there hasn't been a lot of marketing that I've seen. I don't get ads anymore. I don't hear people talk about it. I don't see you guys talk about it. I mean, it's something that as we test more and more direct to consumer balls, I see all these new names just getting put in here, and Encore just kind of stays where it's at. And pretty soon you look up and you're like, oh my goodness, the ladder's gotten 200 feet taller, but Encore hasn't moved. Now, that's not a negative. Encore is still a fantastic company. It's just kind of crazy to me that they haven't advertised more and we don't talk about them more. But the Encore Elixir is $30 a dozen. It's their 3-piece golf ball for kind of that mid-fast swinger, and it's really good. It has a soft explosiveness to it. It does so many things right. It spins. It has great feel and checkup around the greens, and their quality control is always really up to par. They always feel premium, look premium, and act premium. What really helps this golf ball a ton is that driver performance. It always explodes off the driver. It has a great launch angle, so I always can get it a little higher than mid, which is good for me on a driver, and it just really carries and goes a long way, and that helps get it into this kind of range of being in the 20s to 30s. But Encore also has a loyalty program where essentially if you sign up, you pay a yearly subscription fee and you get discounts on all kinds of stuff, and you get some free golf balls while you're at it. So if you're someone who ends up playing Encore, and you'll see more golf balls on this list that are from Encore, and you really want to dive all into them, they make it pretty easy to do that, and you can save some money. So they are thinking outside the box. They have some great collabs with like Josh Allen, Gary Player swears by their balls. Encore is a great company. If you haven't heard of them, you got to check them out for sure. At number 27, we have... This could possibly sting a few of you, the Maxfli Straight Fly. So this is a golf ball that I will always recommend to any golfer who, you know, is trying to get the ball long and straight. If you're new to golf, or say you're just kind of struggling with your game, you're playing a shorter, tighter course, and you come to me and you say, hey, Nick, I need a long, straight golf ball, I'm always going to put the Straight Fly in that recommendation. It's phenomenal. You can't beat the value at, I think it's 2 dozen for $30 and then 4 dozen for $55. So, I mean, you're talking, you can get them for under $15 a dozen. So, really phenomenal value there. They're easy to pick up. Go to your local Golf Galaxy, Dick's Sporting Goods, pick them up. Really good consistency, really good forgiveness. I don't know what else you could really ask for. Now, as far as why it's not higher, I know last year it was higher on the list. I did a retest. I did kind of struggle with their durability a little bit. It was like a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, somewhere in there, where in the past it's been an 8 or a 9. If it had been an 8 or a 9, it'd be in the teens. You know, if it had been a perfect 10 out of 10, it might be in the top 10. So it's that good of a golf ball. But because of the durability, I wasn't able to get through a whole round with it. And if you're someone who loses a lot of golf balls, that's not going to matter to you. But for someone like me who wants to play it just to have a kind of a forgiving golf ball, I have to use 2 a round minimum, even if I don't lose any. So that kind of got a little ding there. But it's still a phenomenal golf ball. Got to check it out for sure. If you need a 2-piece, straight, long, forgiving, consistent, it's right up there with anything else you're going to see on this list. At number 26, we have you know, after all the bad things we've said about cut when it comes to the cut red and the cut blue, and rightfully so. I mean, rightfully so. But that doesn't mean we can't give them flowers when they deserve it. And the cut DC is an example of a $30 a dozen, 4-piece golf ball, urethane, dual core, really nothing like it on the market when it comes to that type of price and the technology that's packed in there. And even though it's for faster swingers, I still got pretty decent performance numbers out of it. A couple of them I really liked was when it came to the driver and the 7-iron, they were just phenomenal. 9-iron wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either, but that's also because it is a firmer golf ball. The short irons usually suffer, but it has a really good design. It comes in a yellow. It has really good durability, like top durability, almost a perfect score. So that really propels it up too. So when you take the value there, $30 a dozen, you can still go to Walmart and pick them up. You can still, there's no durability issues here as far as cracking or scuffing. This is actually a really, really, really good golf ball. If there's one golf ball they have that I probably just wouldn't change, it'd probably be this one. So it's still a great golf ball. Don't let the other cut golf balls fool you on this one. There's lots of people who really enjoy it, and although it may not be for my swing speed, and in the past maybe it's spun a little too much for me, there's a lot of you that if you have a faster swing speed and you need a little more spin, this would be one I would recommend to you all day long. At number 25, we have the Encore Avant 55. So this is, like I said, there's going to be a couple Encores here. This is their 2-piece model. It is their version kind of a super soft. And again, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Precept Laddie as far as just with 9-iron, with 7-iron, even a little bit of that 5 hybrid as well. The golf ball just exploded off the club face, broke all kinds of records. It has a phenomenal feel to it. It really does have that rocket-like propel off the club. Love to see that. I mean, the ball speed's insane. The value at $20 a dozen is good. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it is good. And again, you have all those membership options, which is cool. It does need a little revamp on the design. The design is kind of eh. Durability's good. Really where this driver, or where this golf ball, excuse me, falls off and makes it to where it's not higher is that driver performance. Again, as an average swinger, mid, you know, kind of more high now, you know, 98 mile an hour with the driver. Once I got to that and I was hitting it, it started to overcompress and I did lose some distance. And because of that, the driver performance wasn't as great. But if you're somebody who swings maybe 85, 90 mile an hour with the driver, this thing could be an absolute powerhouse for you. It could be a game changer. So it definitely, keep an eye on our super soft, our squishy competition that's coming up very soon. Yeah, how do you like that one? Thank you to whoever said that. I can't remember who it was, but thank you to whoever said that. But our squishy competition, when it comes after that, look for this one. This one could be a dark horse in it. At number 24, we have the Mizuno Tour X. And, you know, I'm sad to see this one go because they did come out with new models. So, you know, this one will be discontinued and pushed out because they have 2 new models this year coming out. But it'll be nice to always remember what was. And this golf ball absolutely blew me away. I had tested the Tour, didn't like it, tested the X. from the moment I hit it, I just had so much fun hitting it and testing it. Just exploded. I was chasing records because it was just going so far every single time, so consistent. It came out at $43 a dozen, which for a tour golf ball from one of a major manufacturer was really a good value considering, you know, what, $50 a dozen, 55, so we're seeing some 57 now. So 43 was actually pretty reasonable. So there was so many things going for it. Really, the only thing I saw that I did not like, it doesn't really have an alignment tool. The design is just okay of it. It really needs something to kind of set it apart. You know, the Mizuno balls that are like the 2-piece and the budget 3-piece, those have like the cool dimple pattern or the blue in there, the Mizuno blue. Do something like that next time. That way you can really give it. Now, the new golf ball models do have a little bit of uniqueness to them. So when I test those this year, we'll notice that. But other than that, guys, the Mizuno Tour X, although you can only get it for a limited time, I think they're selling it for $35 a dozen right now. If you can pick them up for that, they're well worth trying. It's a 4-piece. It's for maybe a more mid, faster, fast swing speed, but my goodness, you will not be disappointed. It feels phenomenal. At number 23, we have the Encore Vero X2, and another Encore ball. They all just, I mean, again, Encore does so many things well. They may not have a perfect ball, but they have 3 fantastic golf balls. The X2 honestly reminds me a lot of the Mizuno X. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the same ball. I'd have to ask our resident golf ball factory expert, Supersonic Vega, I can't remember his name, I'm sorry, but you know who you are, sir. Please let me know, but these golf balls feel very similar. Like they come off the club explosive. You know, I was looking back through the numbers are almost identical. Really, the Vero just kind of beat it in a couple small categories, and the durability was just slightly a little bit better. And so because of that, I mean, it's so close, but that's why they're just neck and neck and they go in succession. But both great golf balls if you want. And again, the membership options, if you end up liking the Vero X2 and you want to play it long term, you can end up getting it for a very good deal. It comes in at $40 a dozen, but there's options to get it cheaper than that. So 2 great golf balls back to back. At number 22, we have the Pinnacle Rush. This is one of my favorite golf balls to talk about because the amount of people who still don't realize that Pinnacle's a serious game changer is baffling to me, but also kind of funny and ironic. Most of the time, I mean, I swear to you, this happens multiple times a week, but I'll have someone go, you know, Pinnacle, yeah, might as well play a Pinnacle, garbage. And I'll go, Pinnacle's really good. And I'm like, you know, they come out of the Titleist factory. And every person I tell that to hits me with one of these. Really? Well, I did not know. Wow. So, so they're good? Every one of them. Every one of them. It's just so funny to watch because for years, these people have just trashed Pinnacle, trashed it, and then you tell them, like, no, I tested it, the numbers are phenomenal. I can't tell you how many people I've told, hey, go play it, go try it. They go spend $20 on 15 golf balls. They come back and they go, wow, I'll never play anything else again. That's phenomenal. And that's because it has that quality control that Titleist has, and it has that consistency. It has a great ball flight. It comes off the club with explosiveness. It putts well. It just does everything really, really well. And when you do everything really, really well and you only cost $20 for 15 golf balls, there's going to be people who pick it up for sure. If you're a slow swinger, I definitely recommend the Pinnacle Soft. But if you're more of a medium swinger, you know, in the 90s, low 90s, high 80s, the Pinnacle Rush is an excellent option for you. We got to get rid of this mental block we all have about Pinnacle. I know in the past it may be one thing, same thing with Top Flight. I know there's golf ball companies that in the past, in the 90s, were a certain way. Guys, that was over 30 years ago. Like, I mean, the times have changed. Pinnacle is a great golf ball. And also, real quick, I did want to touch on this. When I went to the PGA show and I went to the Titleist booth, Pinnacle actually has a new golf ball coming out this year. It is a distance model, and it is the World Long Drive golf ball this year. There's been a lot of golf balls that have had that name over the last few years. Seems like they change the deal up every year. But now Pinnacle has it, and so I can't wait to give that one a try as well. Those type of golf balls don't usually test well, but hey, I'm still excited to try it. I'm glad Pinnacle has something new, and we'll definitely get it on the channel. At number 21, we have the Snell Get Some. So, you know, the Snell Get Some, I kind of feel bad for it because with the 2.0, the 3.0, and the 4.0 coming out this year, and then all the negativity from, you know, the new factory and all that stuff My Golf Spy, really the Get Some kind of gets lost because one, Snell doesn't really advertise it that much anymore because of their new models they came out with. And then because of all the bad rap, no one really dives into Snell to see those deep cuts that they have. And the Get Some is just one of my favorites of all time, period. I play my best golf with some of these golf balls. I've shot my best round at Cabot Citrus Farms with it. I shot a 78. I've played other courses where I've shot below 80 with it. It is just so long and forgiving and straight, and just like a lot of these other golf balls, it has a very unique firm press, explosive feel to it. It's easy to line up. It's easy to putt with. There's really not too many negatives when it comes to this golf ball. It has a good price point, $20 a dozen. Really what keeps it out of the top 10 or top 20 is a couple of things. And it mainly has to do with the fact that because these golf balls are no longer made in the factory that they were before, I'm assuming they're being made in the new factory, and there is some issues there. There's some issues as far as, okay, if it's being made from a new factory, is there any difference in performance? Is there any difference in durability? I don't know. Maybe they just have backstock from when they were made at the previous factory. I don't know. But again, Snell hasn't really advertised it. I've been trying to keep up with their advertisements, their emails, and I just haven't seen it advertised a lot. And so it kind of gets knocked down a few spots just because of the unknown. Last year this was a top 5 golf ball. This is the real deal. I mean, it's definitely something that I'm going to want to retest early in 2025 and see how it is, see if it's still there, see if it's still good. Are they planning on discontinuing it? I don't know. There's a lot of questions here, but as long as it's still available, as long as it's still available for purchase and you can get it, it's one of my favorite golf balls I've ever hit. I'll always have a special place in my heart for it. It's phenomenal. It's just because of those unknown, I just don't feel comfortable putting it in the top 10 this year because who knows? They could have switched factories and it could be the worst durability ball in the world now and I wouldn't know. And so I definitely still recommend it, but it needs an updated test for sure. At number 20, we have, hey, listen, come here for a second, buddy. Yeah, closer. This one's going to sting a little, and I apologize. I really do. But keep in mind, we have golf balls that are spread across 7 different categories, ranging from price, 9-iron, 7-iron, hybrid. You know how it goes. I don't have to explain it to you. And sometimes a golf ball can do something amazingly well in 6 categories. And there might be one category that it just really fell on, and that could kind of propel it down a little bit. So it's not that this golf ball that you're about to hear me say is bad. It's not that it's just okay. It's not that it's just good. It's phenomenal. But rules are rules, and I had to put it here because of that. So keep that in mind. The Legato LTX 3085. How many of you just unsubscribed? Hopefully none. No, here's the reality. If you have not heard of this golf ball, it is phenomenal. This is a golf ball I had not heard of before this year. It kind of came in, took the internet by storm. The community feedback from Golf Ball Addict has been incredible. It was a high ranking in the fan voter of the year. I see many of you comment, "Hey, thanks. I play the the Legato because of you. I play the Legato." I see it all the time. Many of you love it. And it's not hard to see why. It's $30 a dozen on Amazon for a 3-piece urethane golf ball that really just has a phenomenal feel and explosiveness. It checks up around greens. It's easy to putt with. It's easy to hit. It's forgiving. It has a great alignment tool on the side. This big bold track that I love. The logo on the front, we're splitting hairs, but I mean, still phenomenal across 6 categories. The 9-iron performance, the driver, everything was really, really great, except for one, and that was the hybrid performance. And the thing is that sometimes I can overlook the hybrid performance because if I have a 10 out of 10 and a 10 out of 10 and a 8 out of 10 and then a 9 out of 10, I can look at that hybrid that was an 8 out of 10 and go, okay, okay, maybe I'll give it a little bonus point, whatever. But this was like a 2 out of 10. Like this was one of the worst performances I'd seen with the hybrid all year. Now, could I have just had a rough day? Absolutely. That's the human element of testing. It could have been. Could it just be a golf ball that maybe, depending on the type of hybrid I was using, it would, maybe. There's a lot of what ifs there for sure. That's what makes it to 20. If you take away that hybrid performance and you put it up at a 7 or 8, it's a top 5 golf ball. I mean, that's just all there is to it. So if you have not played the Legato ball yet, you need to. I mean, you just need to. Sometimes you can get this golf ball for $25 a dozen. The other day, someone messaged me and said, "Hey, Amazon's running a little sale. It's 24 something and change a dozen." you're not going to go wrong. There's so many people that love this golf ball. If you're in the market for a three-piece, 85 compression, somewhere in there, you swing probably in the low 90s up to 100, you got to give it a try. There's nothing to lose. It's so phenomenal, and in the comments, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Guys, that is 29 through 20. All of those I just mentioned are phenomenal golf balls in their own way. There is a market for them. There is a golfer for them one way or another. We are down to the top 19. I'd say top 20, but then you guys would eat me alive in the comments like you have been. The top 19. But from here on out, anything in this top 20, guys, these are excellent, excellent golf balls. I mean, they may not be near perfect, but they are just excellent golf balls that are worthy of any of your guys' time for sure. So we will see you in a few days on that. Thank you to Magic Mind once again. Try the new Sleep Performance Shot. It's awesome. Take your life back, guys. Get that mental clarity, get that focus, get more stuff done. Take your life back, all right? 45% off in the comments, 45% off in the description. Check that out. Thank you so much. I will see you very, very soon for 19 through 11. Through 11, because we'll have to have a top 10. All right, guys, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. See you soon.